Third periods. How would you evaluate your team in third periods this year, overall?
Pretty good, actually. We've outscored teams and won a lot of games and played pretty well.
Do you at times ever feel like the team maybe relies too much on third periods, of turning on the third periods? It's something that Krause and Cranfield kind of brought up after Saturday's loss. But maybe
no, I mean, if you look at our year, I mean, we've battled deficits since the first game of the year. You know, we were down in Minnesota. We learned right away that you know, if the game is 60 minutes long, and we gave ourselves a chance in a lot of those games. I think it works just the opposite. When you're down and you've won some games or you've battled back and you've given yourself a chance to win games, I think that helps your team's confidence. In this league, you can't play catch-up hockey a lot. There's no question about that. And I'm not talking being down 1-0 in the first period or whatever, but if you play catch-up hockey too much, no matter who you are, it's going to catch up to you.
What do you feel it is about this team that makes them so successful in third periods? Is it the conditioning? Is it the speed?
Absolutely, the conditioning.
Is there?
I don't know. I hope it's part of that. You know, I mean, I don't know. I'd like to say that the group is in pretty good shape, and you know, we haven't had a lot of terrible periods. I mean, third periods. I mean, I think it's been one of our stronger periods, probably consistently over the course of the year. I think, like, I'd like to throw out the second period last Saturday and take part of the first period, and hopefully we could have kept going with that.
Some of your guys have mentioned that, you know, starting out slow and having, you know, a deficit is not a good thing for the, you know, the mental side of the game, but that your veteran leaders will be able to kind of guide them. And you know, your younger players and get the whole team kind of rallied around getting ready to play those third periods and coming out like they did on Friday night.
Well, at the end of the day, this time of the year, 30 games into the year, like, I was most disappointed in our overall 60-minute game. And that's what I look at as a coach in every game, is everyone's focus is on the end result. I look at the 60 minutes. You know, how did we play? You know, did we play well enough to win? Were we consistent? But you look at the 60-minute play, and for us to come out and not have a better game than that on Saturday, for me and the guys, it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. I'll give St. Cloud credit because they played hard, and they were a little more desperate. But there's no excuse for it. Not when you're 30 games into the year, and not when you're playing for valuable points and you've won Friday night and you're trying to stay in the race. So we had a good talk about that Monday, and I hope that it resonated with our guys, because it's, you know, this is the last month of the year. This is kind of more playoff type intensity hockey and gearing up for that, and you can't have letdowns, because you might get away with it during the regular season, but come playoff time, you have one bad game, you're done. And the mentality needs to be more like that.
With 4 of your 6 games left against teams ahead of you in the standings, so you got to feel like the next 2 weekends are a good chance, I guess, to get back on track and start making up some ground.
Well, you know what? Exact same thing. I mean, I look at, again, we need to play better hockey the rest of the way to give ourselves a chance to win any game. You know, and if we do that, then we'll have the opportunity to get the points that we can get. And right now, we gotta eliminate the lapses, and we need a better 60-minute game from start to finish on a weekend. And it can't just be one night. It can't just be part of a game. And we need that from everybody. And you know what? You can look at all excuses you want. Oh, they're missing this guy or that guy, or he was hurt or whatever. It doesn't matter. It gives everybody else an opportunity to play and step up, and we've done it all year, so I don't buy any of that. We need to play better hockey for 60 minutes. Now, we're not going to play a perfect game. I'd like to save that for hopefully if we're playing in April. But we've got to play better. We've got to play better. And our league is too good. Our league is too good, and any lapses cost you. Not mistakes, I said lapses.
It's a status of Dom this weekend?
He will be going on the trip, whether I would say he is going on the trip. That's what I'm going to say.
About Blake?
Blake is not going on the trip.
Okay.
So we will have 8 defensemen and 12 forwards and 2 goalies, which is all we got. But Sammy skated again today. So. Hi, John. Doing great.
Been pretty happy with Jared Thomas's play.
Jared? I think Jared's been outstanding the last month. It's not just about the points. I think his overall game kind of started back in the, I would say, the Denver weekend, where I thought he took a step. We've seen bits and pieces, you know, of what he can do, and I think, you know, his confidence is pretty high right now, and he's competing hard and playing harder, and I think he's been our best face-off guy, you know, and he's getting some points.
It's kind of neat when you put him in a big responsibility role and he just plays.
Yeah, at the beginning of the year, I told him, I said, you wouldn't be in that position. I'm not sure, and I think we did that, and Bruce and I talked about it. We put Cal there against Western Michigan. Even that was in the second half, but his play made it an easy decision to move him there, and I think it helped playing the game with Krause and Al Saturday against Northern and having some success together. It helped them this past weekend too. So hopefully that's what we're going to see this weekend if Dom's still out.
Is there a chance when Dom gets back to 100%, you leave Jared there and put Dom somewhere else?
You know me too well. We'll find out. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, is there? There's always a chance. Absolutely.
Who's Jared? Is it?
No. If he keeps playing the way he's playing,
That'd be a good problem to have, though, wouldn't it?
yes, it will.
Kind of an interesting way to strengthen your lineup. I mean, he ends up down to somewhere else.
Yeah, I like some of the things, you know, I mean, through the center, Austin Young's done a good job too. He's been better on face-offs and getting better too. I think that those guys that have played there, well, if you look at our so-called fourth line over the course of the year, that group's done a really good job. You know, I'm probably just too stupid to play them more, but I thought they played great. I thought Charlie Samper had his best weekend of the year. I thought Blake Young was effective when he was there. I thought Young, Austin, you know, so those guys were good, and we're going to need them. This week, McCormick's practicing there, so we'll see. That's probably who's going to play there Friday. You know, so we've got a D up there, but doesn't matter, I guess. It's what we got.
6 games left. I mean, you don't expect any easy ones at this stage of the season,
No.
but there sure aren't, are there?
No. No, our last month is probably, like I said, I told a few people, it typifies our whole year. You know, we've had a tough schedule, playing a tough league, and we're finishing with 4 of the best teams in the league. So we'll see how we fare, you know. If we split them all, which has kind of been the MO, I'd be probably okay with that.
I made
You know?
the comment to Bob Mosko that nobody's going to want to play them in playoffs. He said, you know what? In this league, nobody's going to want to play anyone
No.
in playoffs.
No. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know what? Anybody's going to beat anybody and can beat anybody. I mean, it's surviving our regular season is probably a better word.
Miami was here late October, early November. I know it's been a few months. Anything stand out to you? as you
I
reflect
still
here?
think, and I feel the same way as when they were here, I feel they're one of the best teams, if not the best team in our league. They're older. They're not a young team. They've got 5 of the probably best forwards in the league, if not the country, with Zarnik and Lewis and Corrali and Coleman and Barber. You know, those guys, and you know they're, 4 of them are upperclassmen, and you know, probably the only thing that I thought maybe wasn't superb for them was their goaltending, but they've seemed to remedy that a little bit here lately. But I like their team. They're big, they're fast, they compete, they've got skill, and they can get up and down the rink, and they throw some different things too with high forward and deactivation that can create a lot of problems.
There's similarity with how they activate their D to Denver. Can you kind of call on those games? I know they maybe don't have the high-end D Denver has.
Oh, they have one in Belpedio. I mean, he's as good a freshman D as I've seen in a while too. I mean, he's really good. You know, I think they play differently because they play a high F3, and it allows their D to be probably a little more active than, you know, they normally would be. You know, but, you know, 58 for sure is dangerous. I wouldn't say too many of the other guys are so much offensive threats, but they're effective at what they do as far as diving down and running high cycles and those types of things. So you got to be paying attention. I mean, there could be 2D down below the goal line like Denver and two, 3 forwards high. So you gotta just mark up on people and communicate and do the best job you can. But they're good.
Any last questions for Coach?
Has the league gotten to the point where almost all the series are designed almost to be splits? I mean, it's so close that whoever plays well, like you played well, St. Cloud thought they played the worst game of the year, and then they came back because of it. You thought they made you think your team played the worst game. It's almost like the league is so balanced that it seems to be almost a philosophy here. But, you know, whoever loses the first night is very likely to redouble their effort the next night.
Well, I mean, we all knew that when we signed up for it, you know. I mean, even Colorado College, who's won one game, is an improved team.
Right.
And like I said, when we played them, I'm glad we're not playing them again, you know, because they're going to win some games, and there's no easy games. So I don't know the answer. Sometimes you put so much into one game and you win, and that you don't have enough left. I don't know if that's true too. I've heard a couple coaches say that. I haven't said it, but I don't know. You cannot play 120 minutes of hockey. That's what you signed up for.